Jan, so since Meier's photographs have been authenticated independently, et cetera, unless people want to contest that, you have in the Meier case the best photographic evidence ever presented. You have 5 categories or 6 categories of still irreproducible technologically evidence. And you have the thing that, what struck me the most was just what you were saying at the end. The whole idea of how futile it is for us on Earth to be fighting with each other and doing all this stuff. The how of to getting around that is also contained in the Meier case, and disturbingly so, that we would encounter certain things if we did not change the way we live. In other words, Meier's prophetic information, we are now in it, we're living it all the time. You didn't get a chance to, to see my presentation on it. But, so my challenge for MUFON is, are you going to dare, MUFON, is it going to dare to find what it claims to be looking for? I walked into a bookstore in 1979 to find the Meier case, that photo book, classic. You've got it, I've got it, many people have it. 20 years before I did that, MUFON came into existence, right? So almost 60 years later, we're still chasing lights in the sky, and I can show photos and films of real craft, not manufactured on Earth, with 26,000 pages of information through Meier, by Meier, trying to assist us to survive. You and I have spoken, so my challenge to MUFON then is, don't pretend that the Meier case doesn't exist. If you want to say, we can show you it's a hoax, fine, show us the hoax. If not, we have found what we're looking for, and we have found things that we can work through with our minds, thinking through, is this information going to help us to survive? Because what is coming otherwise is going to make all of what all of us do pretty irrelevant.
Thank you, Michael. Michael and I have had long conversations about this. So let me say this. The Meier case is a very complex case. For one reason is it's been going on for so many years. The other is there's so many pages of evidence, like 78,000, I think you were telling me. 26,000. I mean, it's a very, very complex case. I mean, what we do from a MUFON standpoint is we're taking cases 500 to 1,000 a month, trying to go through them all and figure out what's going on. I had no problem, studying the Meier case. I mean, for me, it was fascinating because there was an IBMer who actually had done some materials testing, as you recall, on one of the pieces of metal that it was given, and deemed it to be real from a microscopic standpoint. But the challenge is, and I've talked to our team about this, they want to see the negatives. And so my understanding is there's no actual negative. We can talk about this offline so we don't get in a big discussion, but they want to see the actual physical negatives that were taken so they could do analysis on that. But, okay. Yeah, we should talk more rather than keep everything.
The most controversial photos in the Meier case, you may or may not be familiar with, are called the wedding cake craft. They were independently analyzed within the last year and a half, 2 years. There's a 74-page report that, unlike what the original analyses were all about, gives the protocols and the technology, the tools that your people at MUFON can use. It makes the man that did it, it makes him irrelevant. A 10-year-old kid can drop one of those photos now in Photoshop and adjust, and you can see this is a real object. So I'm, publicly what I want to do is I want to invite this, because I don't mind if your experts want to say, well, we're going to show you it's a hoax. Fine, show me. But if we do not engage on this most important thing for humanity, we're failing.
Yeah, I agree with you. The only problem is it could suck up the entire resources of MUFON. We would never get to the other 1,000 cases, so we'd have to.
What if you don't need
yeah,
to?
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, look. Yeah. Well, the Meier case is very polar. You either get people say it's absolute fraud, or you get people say I believe it 100%. I mean, there's nobody in the middle. I mean, it's like black and white. So, anyway, so we'll take a look at it. I'm happy to do that. Okay.